Hey yo, what is up, guys? This is me, Fate, back here. Yeah. So today we will be talking about what I promised in my last video. Okay, which is about a video about Huohuo, which is one of the current up characters in Honkai Star Rail Banner. All right. I believe there are a lot of like guides and ways to build Huohuo on the internet. You can literally search them up in Google or any YouTube. But this video is based on my personal experience and my personal suggestions and also other things. Yeah, for beginners. Yeah, for you all to like understand easier. Okay, so in this video, we'll be talking about Huohuo. What is her role? What does she do? What can she do? And what is her value? Okay, so let's talk about Huohuo first. She is a wind element character that follows the path abundance. So as you can see, abundance is mostly like a healer role in the team. Alright, so it heals allies and restores HP to the team. Alright, so Huohuo is one of the best examples for healers, okay, as in utility wise and also like buffs and other things. Alright, so let's talk about Huohuo's traces. Right. So these are her traces, alright, pretty solid. HP percentage, speed, and also effect rest. Right. So starting from her technique, okay, so her technique inflicts horror struck on enemy within a certain area for 10 seconds, and the enemy will just flee away. And if entering battle with Horror Struck, there is a 100% base chance of reducing every single enemy's attack by 25% for 2 turns. Also applies after waves, right? So it's like every single enemy on every single wave for 2 turns, right? So this is quite a good technique, I would say. If you're fighting like a really high pressure level where the enemy like speed is insane and they have really high attack, they can just one shot you. This technique might save you from getting one shotted, at least in the beginning. You have chance to like apply your other like probably your other debuff or attack or whatsoever, or slow imprisonment, or yeah, whatever it is, right? So that's a talent. I'll approximately show you how it works. So it's like, yeah, like we're in this area. It's actually quite big, like bigger than expected. So it's like, um, uh, yeah. So it's like here. Yeah, it's like to the end of the stairs and all the way to like that door. So the area is actually quite big. So yeah, using this in open world technically can keep you safe for 10 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Next on to her next phrase, okay, the skill. Okay, her basic attack is actually something pretty solid, yeah, so I won't over mention, but it's just like deal damage equals to her max HP. Yeah. Right. So this is her skill. So her skill immediately dispels one debuff from a single ally. Yeah, a single target ally. Because for those who are not so sure about this, her heal is like 3 targets, but 2 of them are adjacent when she heal the middle one. So this means she will dispel the heal for the one you are choosing, which is the single target ally skill. Okay, and immediately restores this ally's HP by the amount equals to 21% of her max HP plus 560 base. At the same time, also restores HP for allies that are adjacent to this target ally by an amount equal to 16.8% of Huohuo's max HP plus 448. So instead of half, this is actually slightly more than half, I would say. Yeah, which technically means that with this amount of healing, your team won't die technically. Yeah, you can just immediately patch a character up and like from 0 to max. Yeah, okay. So next to her talent, which is one of the most point selling of Huohuo, and also what I personally think that her value existed here. Right. So what this does is after using a skill, Huohuo gains Divine Provision, lasting for 2 turns. This duration decreased by 1 turn at the start of Huohuo's every turn. If Huohuo has Divine Provision, and when an ally's turn starts or when any of them use their ultimate, restores HP for that ally by an amount equal to 4.5% of her max HP and a bit of base. At the same time, every ally with 50% HP or lower receives healing once. Okay? And this is the one I'm going to mention her selling point and also a value. So when this divine provision is triggered to heal an ally, immediately dispel one debuff from that ally. This effect can be triggered up to 6 times, and using the skill again resets the effect's trigger count. Okay, so this skill, basically all you need to know is after using Huohuo's skill to like heal any teammates, okay, you gain 2 rounds of this passive. So what this passive does is when any allies turn any of your member turn starts or any of them immediately cast ulti, that ally will be immediately be healed by this specific small amount of Huohuo's max HP. Okay, at the same time, ally who is 50% HP or lower will also receive the healing ones. Yeah. Okay, and also whoever got healed, yeah, whoever triggers this passive immediately dispel one debuff from the ally. Yeah, so imagine if your characters got like stun or whatever, frozen, and their HP is below 50%, cast and you have this passive on, technically means um like if you cast any ulti instantly or you hit an ally's turn, they immediately like can cleanse the debuff off. But the precondition is the priority of the debuff must be at the highest or the soonest, so they can immediately get cleansed. If not, they will cleanse other debuff instead of the debuff you want to cleanse. Right. So using this timing it correctly, you can actually cleanse 2 debuffs at one shot. Okay, next to her ultimate, which is also one of the best ultimates for a support in the whole game. Okay, so this thing at level 10 regenerates energy for all allies except herself by an amount equal to 20% of their respective max energy. At the same time, increases their attack by 40% for 2 turns. Alright, as we all know, energy in this game is actually pretty head cracking. Because managing energy is a thing, and spending skill point is also a thing. So technically spending skill points equals to regenerating energy. And sometimes you are very fed up because like the character might require too much energy, or the character energy is a little bit more, and then you just don't want to spend another skill point on it. Okay, so when it comes to energy regeneration for a support, what we all will think about is Tingyun's ult. Okay, so Tingyun's ult is pretty simple and straightforward. Regenerates 50 energy for a single ally and increases the target's damage by 56% for 2 turns. Okay, so mine here is an E4 Tingyun. Sorry, they decide not to give me E6. I actually can't do anything about it. Alright, so this is Tingyun's whole point of sales. Like yeah, if you compare in terms of energy regenerated and the buff, it's definitely like lower compared to Tingyun. But the downside of Tingyun is she is a single target buffer. But in Huohuo's ult, she buffs the whole team except herself. Okay, so this means like the whole team will be like on steroids. They will just attack plus 40% for 2 turns, and then they just have extra 20% energy instantly. So this means that you have a chance, might have a chance, depends on how much your energy you have, that you can like immediately proc the ulti and do some outplays instantly. Okay, so that's probably what I want to say about her basic kit. Okay, next we'll talk about the big traces. Okay, so which is bonus ability. There are 3. Okay, some you can get at level 20 ascended, some you can get at 60, and some you can get at, I forgot which one is it. Okay, so first one is when the battle starts, Huohuo gains divine provision lasting for 1 turn. Alright, so yeah, pretty friendly. Instead of like going in battle and trying to like get her to cast her E, you can like have 1 free turn. Right, next is the curse one. So the chance to resist crowd control debuffs increases by 35%. Right, so 35 plus 4 plus 6 and plus another 8, you get like um 18, 18, so you get like 50, 53. Yeah, you get a 53 free effect rest. Yeah, free effect rest. I know this thing is technically like not like directly written as effect rest, but I'll just consider 35% for effect rest. Right, next is slightly quality of life changes for Huohuo. Right, so next is her like stress reaction to horror. So when her talent, which is divine provision, is triggered to heal allies, Huohuo regenerates 1 energy. So this means that if you immediately heal 3 enemies, enemies, 3 allies, or maybe Huohuo herself, so healing 4 of them in 1 turn, you can immediately like get 4 energy. Alright, so that's technically all I want to say about her traces. Next, I would like to talk about the light cone first. Okay, so fortunately, I managed to get herself and her light cone on her first banner. I actually don't know how, but I got it. Yeah. So here is a slight stats of her light cone. So it increases the wearer's energy by 12% ER, okay, energy regeneration rate. And when an ally uses the ultimate, the wearer restores HP for the ally currently with the lowest HP percentage by an amount equal to 10% of the healed ally's max HP. When the wearer provides healing for any ally, increases the healed ally's attack by 2.4%. This effect can stack up to 5 times and last for 2 turns. Perfectly fits Huohuo. I mean, of course, it's a signature icon, definitely tailored for her. Yeah. So this thing, it's like, I won't say like it's 100% necessary, but if you have this, it's definitely one of the best. Okay, because like you can, it means that you can get her ulti faster because she have energy regeneration rate. At the same time, you can also like keep your team from like dying accidentally because you heal another extra 10% for the like lowest HP ally. Yeah. So and also this thing gives like attack percent buff stacking up to 5 times, so which is like 12% in total. Okay, if combined with your ult, it's like 52%. Yeah. So it's actually quite a huge amount if you actually have it. Yeah. So what if you don't have that option? Okay. Um if you don't have her signature like code, you can use this as replacement. Yeah, so it increases the awareness max HP by 18% and outgoing healing by 12%. So which is good because Huohuo's healing scales on HP, and it also increases outgoing healing by 12%. When the wearer heals allies, record the amount of outgoing healing when any ally launches an attack. A random attack enemy takes additional damage equal to this record outgoing healing value. Right, this type of additional damage is of the same type as the wearer's. This additional damage is not affected by other and can only trigger 1 time per turn. So this excluding the additional damage part, okay, the first part of this is actually pretty useful. Okay, this is like your best choice, and also the base HP for this like cone is actually much higher. Not much higher, like definitely higher than what the signature icon currently have. Okay, so if you don't have this, I did prepare a few of the 4-star icons. Okay, first we have Hey over here. So for those who don't know, this is an event limited icon, but I'm pretty sure you can still get it. The event is, yeah, Alfoxian Tale of the Haunted. I'm pretty sure it's from here, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I don't know if like whether if you can still obtain it. Yeah. So it's probably one thing or another, I guess. Yeah, but I'm not so sure. So for those who actually have the light cone, like the event limited one, which is this one, yeah, you can probably just use it because it increases like the wearer's max HP. That's one thing. And when the wearer uses their skill, increases outgoing healing by 28%, lasting for 2 turns. So perfectly fits for Huohuo if in the case if you are E0. Okay. I'll mention about E1 and E2 later maybe. Because it like slightly affects like how the 2 turns and actually like more than 2 turn works. Right. So if you don't have these two, you can use this shared feeling. I believe this is a quite popular abundance like code. Yeah. So increases the wearer's outgoing healing by 20%. Really brutally straightforward. Right. Increases your healing amount. And when using skill, regenerates 4.0 energy for all allies, including the character who is equipping this. So Huohuo needs to cast like skill every 2 turns. So this means that casting your skill also like will pay back a bit of energy. It means getting ulti faster. Alright, so for Natasha Lycone, the only thing Huohuo will benefit from this is the energy regeneration rate, which is the 16% you can see here. And also slightly higher base compared to Shared Feeling, like higher base HP for Lycone. Yeah, but overall, I don't really recommend this. Yeah. Next, you can also use Perfect Timing, which is the 4-star Locha icon. Increases the wearer's effect rest by 28%, increases outgoing healing by an amount that's equal to 42% of healing rest. Outgoing healing can be increased this way by up to 24%. Yeah, so as I mentioned, Huohuo herself already have quite a good amount of effect rest, and plus the light cone here, you can probably like increase the effect rest, like prevent her from getting CC'd. Yeah, and at the same time, like you can also increase the healing amount based on the payback of effect rest. Yeah, so that's technically my options. I'll tell you. So which is like this, and this. Yeah, thank you for them. Gallagher light cone is not really recommended as it like the break effect is like not just necessary. Yeah, even though you can like after using basic attack you can like restore HP for yourself, but overall it's like just not worth it. Yeah. Alright. After all the traces and icon, right? It's actually a pretty long thing because there's a lot of things I want to like re-mention again and again. Okay. Next, her 4-piece set. You can either use 4-piece passerby or you can use um 2+2 like me because I'm lazy. Yeah. So the passerby will just give you one extra skill point at the start of the battle. But 2+2 you get overall more healing because the longevous disciple, this 2-piece set give you like 12% max HP. So it's like more healing, but I sacrifice one extra skill point for the 4-piece set. Yeah, so it's like up to personal like choices. Alright, so for the inner circle, the spear and the rope, um, just find okay, it's actually pretty simple. Just find any 2-piece that gives ER. Yeah, but um, you can consider like sprightly, but I just don't wanna like let the action forward because like you'll consume one skill point. Which I'll talk about how she actually works later, like why the faster the speed on Huohuo is actually not better. Right, so for me, the spear I went for HP percent and rope, yeah. The rope I went for ER because I want to get the ulti faster so I can like keep the boost up and the energy for the other 3 members. Alright, so Eidolons, as promised, I'm going to talk about E1 and E2. Okay, so what her E1 does is the duration of your divine provision, which is the passive, is extended by 1 turn. So means you get 3 turns, which is the one I mentioned just now. Like, so some of the like cones, even they only have 2 turns, it might not be best for them. Okay, because with if E1, her signature will become the best for her because she'll have 3 turns instead of two. And what's best is when she possesses divine provision, all ally speed increases by 12%. 12% might not seem a lot, but if you did the calculations, for example, if your character have 100 speed, you get free 12 speed. So it's actually quite a good deal for an E1 because you get one more extra turn, means you don't have to spend one skill point every 2 turns. Instead, you spend one every 3 turns, which is a win. Okay, for E2, it's actually one of the best, I would actually say. So if when her talent is on, and when an ally is like struck by a killing blow, which is technically knock their HP to 0, the ally will not be knocked down, and their HP will be immediately be restored to an amount of 50% of their max HP. But this reduces the duration of the talent by 1 turn, and it can only be triggered 2 times per battle. Yeah. So having this thing is like giving you 2 extra accident chances. Okay. So for those who are playing a glass cannon team, you guys can probably consider E2. Yeah, which is actually a pretty insane thing. So E3, 4, 5, 6, I'm not actually going to talk about it because yeah, no one is going to E6 the support, right? Right? Okay. So final point I want to talk about Huohuo is why you shouldn't actually stack speed on her. Okay, so as mentioned here, yeah, after using her skill, she gained divine provision, which is her passive talent, lasting for 2 turns. This duration decreases by 1 turn at the start of Huohuo's every turn. So this is why I purposely mentioned stacking speed is not really necessary on some supports. So some you might see some guides or some things like talking about stacking more speed on the character. Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely stacking speed on some characters, you can like trigger their things fast, like their skills faster and get their energy faster. But at the same time, you have to like reconsider like whether is your skill point enough or not. And I mean, if you use the 4 piece passerby, it's definitely like enough because you get one more for her. But for in case you want to increase your healing ceiling, so you go 2+2. Okay, so at this point, stacking maximum speed is actually like not really recommended, just like what Rame did. Okay, so some people might stack like more speed on Rame because they want to do like the inner circle, the Talia. Okay, they want to like get the extra 20% of break effect. But as I mentioned, as long as you hit 180% break effect, you're actually good to go. Like how much speed doesn't matter. The faster the speed doesn't mean that it's going to be better. At some case, it's actually worse. Like my friend last time, she is trying to like 20 cycle MOC 12. Okay, the moment like she tried, she was like 19. Okay, so the moment I tell her change your speed boots to HP boots, the moment she did, she immediately 20 cycle it. Because the fact that if you are 0 cycle that thing, Huohuo is best to stay as low as possible. You don't want to waste another skill point trying to like reapply her talent. Having one is actually enough. Yeah. So this is why I keep like the speed of my supports are actually quite low. Like as you can see, Huohuo is like 105, and I may get some from the talent like 3, 2, yeah. So other 2 is probably from the relics. Yeah, but for Rami, I haven't find a HP boots for her. That's why I'm like still using speed. I wanted to put attack, but I just don't want to waste my resources pulling another relics. Yeah. Alright, so that's all for explaining her mechanics. Right, so for her team, I believe I don't have to say too much, okay? Because she is very, very flexible. She can be in any team because she gives energy 20% and she also buffs attack percent. So she can be in any team, like literally any team. Like, what else? What can we say here? So, Boot Hill, maybe yes or maybe no, okay, but maybe no because Boot Hill already has his own team, like his own premium team, right? So, in case if you're talking about Acheron, so um, let's talk about an Acheron team. So, Acheron and for example, your Nihility, two of them. Okay, so one more survival slot. You can either put Adventuring, okay, or Huohuo. Or you can give up one of your slot and you can put both of these in here. Yeah, sounds solid, right? It's actually a solid option. Yeah, for like in some situations, if you are in like a really high pressure level, or you can just go all in and just put something like this. Okay, I mean, if it works, it works. I actually tried it. The damage is not low either. It's actually really good. Okay, or if you are not using Acheron, like you might be using DHIL. So team is going to be like DHIL, May, and maybe a Huohuo and maybe a Sparkle. I actually don't have a Sparkle here, so I just put this as replacement. Yeah, so the team will be something like this. Yeah, sounds solid, right? It's actually like a thing. Yeah, so this is like one of her good points also, which is she is quite universal if you wanna compare her as a support. Yeah, she and the good thing is she won't die as easily as other abundance characters or harmony characters. Yeah, she's like an abundance character with the capability of a harmony character, which is actually like hard to find in such a game. Because in this game, if you want to find buffs, it's probably pure buffs, but not healing and buffs. The closest I see is like Gallagher, because Gallagher like he buffs break damage taken by enemy. Yeah. So that's like the closest thing I can actually find. Right. So that's a cut. That's all I wanna say in this video. And if you have any questions or any justification, you're welcome to leave your comments in the video below. Okay, I'm open to any corrections, any suggestions, or any criticism. Okay, I'm not someone that can't take criticism, but if you are just being an asshole, yeah, don't ask for mercy. Right? So thank you guys for watching all the way here. It's a long ass video, I know, but I tried to mention every detail I like know about Huohuo because I've been using her on my team for very very long. Yeah. So it's all about this video, and for the next video I actually don't know what kind of content I should come up. So if any content I'll just throw it on the channel and expect you all to watch it. Yeah. So thank you guys and peace out, I guess.